Well, the loser of this game can likely kiss goodbye to any playoff or play-in action for the season. The winner, their hope stays alive. Illawarra and the Brisbane Bullets, both teams have absolutely turned around their fortunes in the second half of the season. When it comes down to the Sportsbet same game multi, I'll take the Hawks because they're at home. If it was in Brisbane, I'd go with the Bullets. And Gary Clark, his form has been unbelievable in the second half of the season. We'll take him 15 plus points and 8 plus boards. A big game for Clarkie. Enjoy.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Good evening from the Wynn Entertainment Centre, where the ball really is in Illawarra's court from here. Win their last 2 games at home, Brad Rosen, and they should lock in a postseason berth. Who would have thought not so long ago?
Sold out crowd, Illawarra riding up the ladder. This is going to be a beauty, Matty.
They're tipping their biggest crowd of the season. The atmosphere is already here. It's 4th versus 5th. Yet again, we have a double win game.
2 fantastic teams riding up the ladder, wanting home court advantage. It starts now.
Every game matters, every moment matters, and haven't these two had plenty of special moments already?
How you contain this guy here, Nathan Sobey, who's having one of his best seasons.
Sobey wants to try from deep and connects.
Sobey walks into a transition 3.
Oh, Sobey
flies!
Gary Clark comes up with a finish.
Gary Clark, one of the best imports in the league this year. He is finding his form.
Clark again. Points count!
Yes, sir!
Oh, wow.
Crowd on their feet.
Great to have you with us for another Saturday doubleheader of Hungry Jack's NBL. We are working our way through a Brisbane warm-up here, Brad, and the Bullets, they come here having beaten Illawarra twice already this season, albeit by skinny margins. It's a big game for the Hawks, but maybe bigger for Brisbane, who are trying to hold 4th spot by winning away from Nissan Arena.
They've been brilliant all year, and that's what they're going to keep trying for now. This team has been outstanding. They're climbing up ladder. I said it in the opener. They want to get home court advantage, and in the play-in, that's a key. This team's very good, but they're up against a very red-hot Illawarra.
And no man is hotter for Illawarra than Gary Clark, averaging more than 16 points per game, 8 rebounds per game. How do Brisbane stop that man?
He is playing amazing. I've got him in my all-NBL1 team. Everything they want from him is great. He can take him inside, and he can do that from the outside. That was a good 3. He spins, he makes moves. Everything needs to go through him tonight. There was a little bit of a talk about his knee a couple of weeks ago, not last weekend. Gary Clark, outstanding. The win will go through him tonight.
Enjoying his time in the Illawarra, playing better and better each outing. Tyler Harvey has been a little bit up and down against Brisbane in recent seasons, and that's been the case again this campaign. Relatively quiet in game 1, just 1 of 11. Then he went 11 of 19 to have 29 points against Brisbane last time around. So, what do we get from Tyler this evening?
What we get is a lot of shots, and it doesn't matter what Tyler Harvey shot from the field, you know the next one's going up. He doesn't matter about percentages. He's a big-time player. We have seen him hit some dagger shots and dagger 3s. Tonight will not be different, but he will have Sam McDaniel on him. That's a tough matchup.
Let's go from one good shooter to another very good shooter. Nathan Sobey, one of only 4 men in the league this season to be averaging more than 20 points per game. He had 25 last time out against Illawarra. What does that man have to do from here to drag Brisbane deep into the postseason?
Rose gold Nathan Sobey. I love the way he's playing. When he gets to the rim, he's unstoppable. The downhill that he gets, his key is to be able to pass the ball, get inside and outside, and be energetic. When Nathan Sobey is playing well, they don't lose. They can win when he doesn't play well, but they don't lose when he does. He's the key for them tonight. Everything needs to go through him.
He's had other players step up around him, including this man, Sam McDaniel, who's been at Tasmania. He's been at Melbourne, but in his first year as a Brisbane Bullet, he's having career-high numbers. Why?
Love him. I love that. I spoke to him earlier. He's just happy. He's in an environment where he gets to play, and when you play, you get to be able to do the things that you always done. His defense is great. He is the head of the snake when he is on the lane there. He loves getting it in. His pull-up jump shot is great. I have him as one of my best defenders in the league. He'll be right there. But when he gets stops and leads from the front, he can get out. Look at that finish, Matty.
The Hawks won their last game at home, a thriller against New Zealand. As we go to Damon Lowry, Peter Hooley and John Casey, men, this one has very much the same feel about it.
Oh, very nicely done, Matt and Brad. Good evening, everyone. When the only two foundation teams in the NBL meet, it's always interesting. When there are playoff implications involved, it's even more interesting, Damon. There's the starting five, no change for the Illawarra Hawks to the team that defeated New Zealand last Sunday.
No, there isn't, and we love implications, Case. We got the Super Bowl coming up soon, but we got the Justin Bowl now. Schuler v. Tatum. Looking forward to a cracker.
And one change to the Brisbane starting lineup. Josh Bannon comes back. Interestingly, hasn't played against the Hawks in both games. So this is a new look for them, and I think he'll be a great matchup for Sam Froling.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how this one goes down. Josh Bannon is such an important piece to the Bullets, and just hopefully can get a good bill of health for the rest of the season and beyond.
So it's the Bullets who control the tip, and we'll have a chance to open scoring here. Harrison down low. It's Froling, double team. Has to release the ball. They get it outside, and the opening shot of the game drops for Sam McDaniel.
Now, I understand that Terrell Harrison is good to, make him a focal point, but for Gary Clark to jump off and double Pete and let that rotations happen, come on now.
Well, not only he wasn't even back to the basket, he fumbled it and was so close to the three-point line. There's Shannon Scott with a steal and a turnover and another turnover, because that's going to be a travel, and it all happened in 3 seconds. But you're right, Harrison ended up catching that ball around the three-point line. Just let Sam Froling handle that. Yes, Terrell Harrison's been enormous this season and in the conversation for most improved player, but I think maybe just a bit too aggressive there, you think, from Gary Clark.
So the Bullets, an enterprising start here. Chance for them to expand it again. They roll the ball in down low, and turnaround this time wouldn't fall for Harrison.
It's further proving our point that let Sam Froling handle that.
Harvey penetration, Lee. Now the work it to Froling. He looks to get inside as well. Hawks score more points inside the paint than any other team, and that's where they open their account in this one.
Sam is very tough, as we all know, having a solid season. When he's on the perimeter, he can beat you off the dribble and kind of bully you once he gets to the basket. Case, I'm just going to lock him in for 15 and 8 right now.
He's been outstanding, hasn't he? Here's Bannon against Clark. Kicks outside. McDaniel working against Lee. Found a way down to the baseline. That's a nice finish as well.
It's a really good finish. Good patient move from Sam McDaniel. But if you're Kyung-Jong Lee, there's no need to be jumping out at that. Yes, he knocked down a three, but he's a time and space three-point shooter. Needs a little bit of it, and Lee left his feet, and McDaniel made him pay.
Froling against Harrison. Australia versus Kiwi action there, and it was Harrison who got the better of it. So Froling comes up empty. Slow start from the Hawks, and they get the ball outside once more. The man with a hot hand this time can't finish it. McDaniel. It's all 5 of Brisbane's points so far, though. This is Wani Swaka-Labulik. Back to Froling. Now Harvey. He works into the paint. The floater rattled around, jumped out. They're 1 of 3 from the field. Offense not where they wanted at the moment. It's Shannon Scott. Up the floor quickly now. Sobey hasn't seen a lot of it. Elects to pull the trigger. That's off the mark as well.
Both teams clearly, as we see it, kind of a sloppy turnover there, but both teams kind of filling each other out. So Shannon Scott hits the mid-range. But Pete, I don't know what your thought is, but I think it's just hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. The Bullets have won the last 2. Even though the Hawks are at home, I just feel like it's hard to just continue to beat the same team.
Yeah, it is. Go back and look at season head-to-heads. It's not just rare, but it is a hard thing to do, to be locked in every single time. To look over the film of the first 2. Where can we have an advantage? What can we change? And it's going to be interesting just these last couple of weeks and these big games, the implications we keep talking about. What team rises to that moment and what team gets a little bit of afraid of that moment and tenses up?
So 6-point buffer here for the Bullets. Made the running in the first 3 minutes. Froling against Harrison once more. Found a way past him from close range. He has all 4 of the Hawks' points.
Real nimble. Sam can get physical with you with the body, and then when you try to brace forward, he can just kind of get skinny, initiates skinniness, and get around you and get him an easy deuce.
Scott to the foul line, can't convert. Harry Clark grabs the rebound. 4 boards to 2 is the equation in Wollongong's favour at the moment. They're 2 of 4 from the field. Still trying to find their way, and again, strong defence there from Brisbane. They shut down Tyler Harvey. Averaging 15 a game, Tyler Harvey. Great work, top 5 from outside, having knocked down 54 threes this season.
Very rare that we see him get that deep in the paint. Normally he just settles for his floater when it ain't broke, don't fix it. Tries to go in amongst the trees. And
here's Harrison once more, had success against Froling already. This time just couldn't get enough on it.
Maybe a little careful. He got away with one there, and then in the end, I guess that's a bit of karma. I think he might have had that little chicken wing. The offensive foul trying to create the space. It's a foul call.
I've been one for saying that Terrell Harrison should be playing more. I mean, don't always want to. I think everybody should.
I was about to stop you right there.
21 minutes he's getting 10 points and 6 boards in 21 minutes. He's your feature big, and I feel like it's good to see them going to him early. Oh my goodness. Tyler just passed it to Justin.
He was open.
I don't know if he got that kind of range, though.
3 turnovers already in the game for the Illawarra Hawks. And it's been a strength of theirs this season. They average only 12 a game. Second best in the competition looking after the ball, but it's been a little shaky here to start. So much riding on this game. Hawks continue their charge back under the leadership of Justin Tatum. Been off the mark once more. And a chance here for Lee. Charges up the floor. Pass was an awkward one. Able to reel it in the end. Lee, Froling, and Bannon. And again, they've talked him out of the points. So 2 of 4 from the field for Sam Froling so far.
They're getting the looks they want, though.
Bit of a tense start for both teams.
Daniel puts it on the deck. Harrison is looking for Sobey, was denied the ball initially. Able to reel it in, and got in the air. Now Bannon, shot clock to red numbers now as he works to the baseline. Found Harrison rolling to the hoop, who draws contact and off to the free throw line.
I'm not actually sure what's going on. There's a Terrell Harrison threw a Yorker at Nathan Sobey's feet. When you're trying to have a little bounce pass if someone curls, the key is to make sure they're expecting or looking. None of the two, and it's normally a turnover.
Mitch Norton checking in. Mitch Norton had a great game against the Hawks last time, had 18 points. When he's aggressive, picking his spots, he doesn't take bad shots, he doesn't play outside of his frame, but when he's playing with confidence, those are the kind of points he can put up.
Harrison is 67% free throw shooter so far this season. 45 of 67 coming in. Was good against the Hawks when they played 3 weeks ago. 18 and 7. Makes the adjustment there to extend the margin just a little more for the Brisbane Bullets. Led exclusively here by 4 at the moment. Middle stages of the first quarter. First of our Saturday night doubleheaders in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Melbourne and Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Coming up next, Robinson clean up his own mess there. Shot clock works to 5. Lee feeds the corner, and the first 3 of the game for the Hawks. That's a good one.
Get knocked down by Wani. Caught Sam McDaniel peeking out of that corner, helping when he shouldn't be. And he had to pay the price.
Second team foul called on the Illawarra Hawks.
Never help.
It's his first.
Never help off the strong side corner.
Never.
So we're talking about Damon. Normally, if you're Sam McDaniel, and we know he's one of the more elite defenders in the league, your position is your help. So you just take another step forward where he was, and that way when that drive comes, all you've got to do is worry about getting back to Swakala Bullock on the catch. And he was a bit too deep on the baseline, and he had to pay the price.
Middle stages of the opening quarter. Bullets happy with the start so far. Harrison in particular has been busy and comes up with a nice finish there.
Only a matter of time. Good to see the Bullets not losing faith in Terrell, especially he got a bit of a size advantage over Mason Peatling. Good to see him going inside.
Here's Peatling baseline. We saw the play as well. Count the bucket. Chance of a 3-point play.
We call that payback, Pete.
It's going to be Terrell Harrison's second foul as well. He's running to the bench. was, again, caught ball watching. By the time that ball hit Mason Peatling, he didn't know where he was.
As you mentioned, Peatling, 203 centimetres. Giving up some height there. Harrison at 214 with that edge. Peatling to the free throw line. 61% this season. That's the extra there. We're back on level terms here at 10 apiece. Sober, the only starter on the floor for Brisbane here in this opening quarter. Clark and Swakala-Bullock, starters remaining so far for the Illawarra Hawks. Smith down low. Forced into a tough shot. Can't connect.
Sorry, Case. It's an aspect of Chris Smith's game that he can go down there and post up. Just adds another string to his bow as Justin Robinson gets downhill, gets him an easy deuce.
I think he said he was too small as well.
No, he didn't.
I think he did.
We're not allowed to do that when we're little.
Hawks in front for the first time here. Taking a little over 6 minutes. Norton going on with the dribble. This is Baines from long range. He's off the mark with his first shot attempt. Just grabbing the momentum away here from Brisbane. Now the Illawarra Hawks. Robinson works to the elbow and comes up with a finish, his second bucket.
Yeah, good start for Justin Robinson. He's had his struggles this season and as of late. Bit of a bench spark, and it's exactly what the Hawks need going forward.
Smith guarded by Blanchfield, surveys his options. This is Sobey. Kept quiet so far. Just one shot for Nathan Sobey so far in this opening quarter. Smith comes up empty. Peatling the rebound, and a chance here for Swakala-Bullock and the Hawks to extend the margin.
It's that one shot. He's, besides that last possession, he's barely touched the ball.
A 7-2 run in favour of the Hawks at the moment. It's Casey Prather works inside to come up with his first points.
Okay, Casey Prather, his minutes are up to 15 a game. I don't know if, did you get the email, Pete, about Casey Prather, that his minute restrictions are null and void?
They're done.
They're over.
Here's Robinson against Casey Prather. Good first step, but couldn't finish it off. Baines with the loose ball. Robinson goes down.
That'll be a flop warning.
And Baines comes up with the finishing touches. Tied at 14. He's scoring the game for Aaron Baines. When these teams played in the pre-seasons, Aaron Baines had 20 points and 20 rebounds. Why hasn't he been able to bring that during the regular season? And what does the future hold, do you think, for Aaron Baines?
I feel like he's deep in the rotations. So they're playing some small ball a lot. Justin Schuler, obviously starting Terrell Harrison, Josh Bannon. So Baines isn't playing a whole lot of minutes. But even when he's on the floor, he doesn't get those same touches. It's almost like they go, you know, we just have you out here setting picks, and he's an occasional scorer. But I still feel that if Baines is 6 inches from the hoop case, then you don't have a chance. You just have to hope he misses.
I think he needs to be more aggressive, Pete, proactive.
Well, I think in his time that he's on the floor, but right now, I mean, Terrell Harrison's become the main centre position and kind of locked that down since the suspension all that time ago at the beginning of the season. And he's probably done nothing wrong to even think about his minutes changing. That should be going the other direction, as you mentioned, Damon. But again, as Brisbane, we get towards the business part of the season, you think Aaron Baines is going to have a big say in what they do with just his presence. And Daniel's a really strong start here on the offensive end. 7 points.
And just then, Baines sets the ball screen. He's happy to do that, do all the kind of intangibles. And in this era, the ball screen set here just under the three-point line. There's no way Baines is going to get this pass back. Guards tend to attack the rim and get downhill, so Baines is going to have to get offensive rebounds and putbacks as opposed to just straight post touches.
Yeah, and I think that's where he's going to have a big presence, right? And when he comes in, just the big terror screens and just that ability to free up guys like Nathan Sobey. We saw Sam McDaniel there, but the guards to really get into the...
And bigger picture then, he's out of contract at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Does Brisbane keep him? Does another team look at bringing him in?
Well, all the reporting that's out there, obviously he's found a home in Brisbane, back in Brisbane with his family, and I still think he's got plenty of value to add. He'll be in a decreased role, you would think, and obviously the money will change dramatically, which has been reported, but I think he can still add a lot to a team.
especially with Rocco as a mentor.
Well, that's the interesting part, right? You probably can't see it at Brisbane because Rocco for the second year then becomes draft eligible. He's going to need some minutes, right, and some more consistent opportunity. So that becomes a little harder.
Brisbane over the limit in terms of fouls here, so free throws coming for Lockie Albrick, who's another emerging big man. A good influence in the win against New Zealand last weekend. Lockie Albrick 9 and 5 rebounds in 12 minutes.
Do you talk about impact? Him and Will Magnay, for their minutes that they played, the stats the dudes put up in that short time that they're on the floor, you gotta love it.
It's quite an arm wrestle here at the moment. Both teams in front in the opening quarter. Bannon puts it on the deck.
Right there.
Norton. That was Baines
Right there.
was
Right
open
there.
against Peatling. The ball was late arriving. Now he's forced into a tough turnaround baseline. Not a high percentage play. This ball scramble comes back to Norton, who was looking for Baines, who was rushing to the hoop. Getting back, putting his body on the line there. Mason Peatling. It may have been an over and back violation had Peatling not got there.
The effort here. Mason Peatling was. That could have been ugly.
I mean, I get it. Putting your body on the line, diving for the ball, being the first to the floor. But when you go into somebody's legs are that close, I'm tempted. That's a foul for mine. But getting back to Baines, you just saw just then.
It's got to go in quicker.
It's got to go in quicker. Because they don't do it often, it's not a habit to them. They don't look for it. So Baines now got to shoot this turnaround jumper like he's Bernard King. And don't come at me about that's a bad shot, because I should have got the other two.
Robinson. Quick release. Blanchfield fouled in the process, so he's off to the free throw line. Chris Smith's going to pick up his second personal. Harrison already sitting down with 2 fouls. Brisbane has 6 fouls. The Hawks 3.
Can't foul a three-point shooter. Especially remember that game over in Perth. Todd Blanchfield just went whack, whack, whack.
He might have thrown an extra whack too, and 4 of them, didn't he? He had 4 threes.
Not in the succession that in the same period that I'm talking about. I think for the game he did.
I just don't want you to rip him off for a whack.
Well, yeah, but if you have 3 whacks in the second quarter and 1 in the fourth, is it still warrant saying all in the same thing?
Okay, I suppose.
Particularly when he's 87% from the free throw line, you don't want to be fouling him. 26 of 30, Todd Blanchfield this season, averaging 5 points a game. Played with Melbourne last season, averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds in 18 minutes and played 18 games. And a reminder to celebrate the 6-time NBA champion Scottie Pippen's return to Australia alongside the Bulls legends Luke Longley and Horace Grant. We're giving away the ultimate VIP experience for the upcoming No Bull Tour. You can win 2 VIP tickets for the Sydney show. Includes flights, accommodation, the chance to meet the Bulls stars, a merch pack, plus more as well. Scan the QR code, head to nbl.com.au/no-bull to purchase your tickets. Get involved. You'll have a lot of fun. And the Hawks at the moment have opened up a 4-point buffer here inside the last 60 seconds of a seesawing opening quarter. At one stage, Brisbane led 8-2 inside the first 3 minutes, but 18-8 back the other way. Since then, Bannon got rid of his opponent. Baines from close range with the finishing touches.
That'll be another flop warning, and Bainesy's getting booed. Is Bainesy Pete the official bad boy of the league?
Well, I think in a lot of people's eyes he is.
Yeah.
Perhaps unfairly.
Unfairly, I got no problem with it.
Yeah, I'm with you, Case.
Hickey hands over and getting down to the baseline, and Todd Blanchfield has still got the legs to get upstairs.
Very rarely do we see him tack the hoop, let alone get upstairs. Is that upstairs or just stopped a little?
Well, I was looking up toward it.
Yeah, it was close enough.
Might grab it.
Wasn't in the penthouse.
Position. They slow it down for the last play of the opening quarter here. Nathan Sobey just none of 1 from the field, forced to give it up once more. McDaniel, lob pass, Norton running out of time, has to be quick from Josh Bannon. It is, but it's off the mark. They come up empty, and quarter time arrives, and after being down 6, the Hawks lead by 4. It's quarter time at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, and Illawarra 22 leads Brisbane 18. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL Saturday night edition.
Great atmosphere at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. A big crowd cheering on the Illawarra Hawks, who edged in front after the first quarter, 22-18. Brisbane have a dominant head-to-head record against the Hawks and have done well here recently, trying to make it a 6-game winning streak against Illawarra. But the offense got stuck in the mud, and Justin Schuller tried to remedy that during quarter time. Brad Rosen, what was happening in the Hawks huddle?
Coach Tatum was very happy. Only scored 4 points in a half of that quarter, but then the second half they got 18. Very happy, and a special mention goes out to Mason Peatley, diving on the ball, really changing the energy. Justin Tatum said, stay with our defense, get the energy, and let's run.
Thanks, boys. Well, the Hawks just been more efficient so far. 57% from the field, 5 of 5 from the stripe, versus 42% from the field for Brisbane, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Rebound count 10-6, the Hawks. Just a little flat, it would appear, the Brisbane Bullets at the moment.
And I think a bit of that is the fact that Nathan Sobey's only taken the 1 field goal attempt. And it's not like they're double teaming and getting the ball out of his hands. He just didn't do a whole lot on the offensive end. And it was almost like he was just out there being a passenger, and he's been one of the elite guards this season. He's going to land probably on my All-NBL second team. It's just strange to see them not use him that much in the first quarter.
He averages 20 a game, top 4 in the competition. His 3-point shot has been a little off this season, just 26%. 40 makes. Baines is off the mark, so he's seen a lot of it. Now 2 of 5 from the field, Aaron Baines, for his 4 points. Sam McDaniel's bringing him in at the offensive end with 7 to lead all scorers.
This is what happens when you set that ball screen so high. Baines, he's open, but he's open in a spot that he don't want to shoot from. God forbid you just dump it straight in on the block. But anyway, they got to get back on defensive transition. They just let the Hawks just come right down their throat. As our man checks in, Pete. Rocco, it's Rocco time.
Well, the 2 fouls on Harrison.
So the Bullets going with a rare All-Australian lineup there at the moment. Zagowski comes in replacing Baines, but
also, Damon, you read too much. The Hawks are rolling out the DC jerseys now. The whisper was that because they haven't lost in them, they're going to pull them back out. Do you read too much? There seems to be a few teams doing that.
Yeah, superstitious. Stevie Wonder says superstition ain't the way, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Game high 8-point advantage, or 7-point advantage it is for the Hawks as we go courtside to Brad Rosen.
We see Rocco check in as there's a bad turnover there by the Bullets, but Rocco has checked in, and AJ Johnson, he started the second quarter as well. It is an interest. Phil Cullen, the Senior Director of Basketball Operation for the San Antonio Spurs, is in the house and a very keen eye on these next stars.
That's where AJ Johnson, we haven't seen enough of him to know what to expect or exactly where he's going to be. Averaging 3 points a game. He's at 8 threes at 30%. 60% free throw shooter. He's played a lot of minutes though. Johnson, just 8 minutes a game.
Good pass.
And there's a nice finish from Lucky Albrecht.
Good time out here from Justin Schuller. It's a great pass, but Lucky Albrecht got his feet timed perfectly. That's what he does exceptionally well. Here's the Harvey Norman replay. Little pocket pass, and we've seen this a few times from Lucky Albrecht.
Getting better the longer the season goes, I think, Damon.
The more minutes that Lockie Albrecht gets, he produces. He does all the right things. He crashes the glass offensively and defensively. He can put the ball on the floor. Like, what is he, 19 years old? His future is so bright. And right now, the Brisbane Bullets got major problems.
Just turned 20, in fact, Lockie Albrecht, as we go courtside to Matty Russell with some VIPs.
VIPs indeed, sporting royalty. UFC featherweight world champ Alex Volkanovski, 2-time middleweight world champ Israel Adesanya. Let's start with the Illawarra's favourite, Alex Volkanovski, a great Hawk supporter, and you've got a big date coming up in a fortnight. Are you ready for California?
Yeah, mate, I can't wait. So this time's perfect because Saturday I don't have to train tomorrow. So I was like, Arvo, I'll come in, watch him, support him. I've been watching all year, but... Oh, sorry, I got popcorn in my mouth. I wasn't lucky enough to come to any of the games, but today worked out perfect.
After going up a weight division, you come back to featherweight against El Matador, the Spaniard. What sort of fight predictions are you giving us?
Yeah, look, he's a young, hungry prospect, but I'm going to teach him a lesson. I'm going to show him that there's levels to this. I'll show him my experience and show him why I've been the king of the division for so long.
And Israel, you've been working out with Volk. How's his preparations been?
Man, I just got in on Thursday, and I came in specifically just to draw energy from this man. And I like what he said, how quickly they forget. So it's time to remind him again why he's the king of the featherweight division. You're
a two-time UFC champ, but we're hearing a few whispers regarding UFC 300. Anything you can tell us, Israel?
What? Me? I don't speak English.
I tell you what, you look good in a Hawks singlet. You could be out there on the court. Are you a big basketball fan?
More like this.
Well done, men. Great to see you. I know you're hoping for a big send-off, and the Hawks can give you that today, Bolt.
There we go. Oh, look, there we go. Let's go, Hawks, baby. Woo!
Back to you, Case.
Good on you, Matty. How about that for the finish there? We wanted to see a little bit more of AJ Johnson, and that was pretty spectacular.
Harvey Norman, we're waiting on you. AJ come down the middle, and Rocco have a taste.
Oh, that could be dunk of the year. That's going to be in the conversation. That's a point guard on a 7-footer. That is a... I'm not sure where Liam stands on the next star crime.
Can't make the extra, but the Hawks 7-2 start to their second quarter have opened up a game-high 9-point advantage here. And the Brisbane Bullets are just almost a zombie-like performance at the moment. They need to get some energy about them. Sobey trying to deliver there to Zakarski.
Oh, here we go
another
again.
look at this.
This is going to be in the conversation for dunk of the year because that is spectacular. Next star on next star crime, and oh, look away, Rocco.
Yeah, AJ's that tall, athletic point guard. That's his position if he makes the league. As Brisbane turns the ball over.
Back again. Hawks looking for the finish from close range. Johnson talked out of the point. Zakarski gets defensive pressure on that one. Bannon works to the foul line. They stood off him, so he fires, and Josh Bannon comes up with his first points in the game.
A much-needed bucket by the Bullets and Josh Bannon, but as Brad mentioned in the pregame, if Sobey don't play well, good luck winning. And right now, they're playing as if Nathan Sobey is a regular guy, like he's Nathan Brown or somebody.
That's Gary Clark's first points in the game as well, a 3-ball that gives the Hawks a double-figure margin.
The Bullets right now, one of their best sets, and really to try and get Nathan Sobey into this game. You get a side to side, but then give him a running start from inside around the Hungry Jacks centre circle, and he gets downhill.
Inside to Zakarski, who is foul going to the hoop. Free throws to come for the big man.
And you know what else, Pete? Like what the Hawks do well, ask the Perth Wildcats and how they defend the ball screen with Bryce Cotton. Any handoffs, any ball screens with scoring guards, the Hawks jump out very aggressively. They're going to make you get rid of the ball. So if I'm Sobey, I don't want a ball screen. I want an ISO. I want some come off a down pick, just kind of, free me up and let me go one-on-one.
I've just been sent a little evidence that our man doing a phenomenal job, Liam Santamaria, thoroughly enjoying that dunk from AJ Johnson before we get ready to call the next game.
Fans want burgers here. Zakarski, a 55% free throw shooter, says, not just yet. Zakarski invariably has an impact on the game one way or another. 3 points already for him. Hawks cough it up.
Good pass.
Inside they find the big man once more, just making room for himself against Froling, and easily at 220 centimetres, just pulling one down.
He goes, my dunk wasn't as sweet as AJ's, but it's still a dunk nonetheless. Caught Sam Froling jogging back on D and paid the price. That's layup.
Really good shot. His first score of the game as well.
Got 5 points. Zakarski. Big minutes here with Harrison and Baines both on 2 fouls.
Hawks by 9. 3.5 minutes played, term number 2. He started this quarter up 4. Here's Sobey. This time getting beyond the defender.
It's going to count. That's a goaltend. Slapping the backboard.
Notice Sobey rejected that ball screen. He probably thought to himself, if I come off this ball screen, I'm getting doubled. I'm going to have to get rid of it. He got on the rim.
This has been a little lackluster from the Brisbane Bullets. They're the best first half team in the competition. 15 of their 25 first halves. But right at the moment, it's the Hawks who are dictating to them.
And they're slicing through the defence on the other end. It just looks like Brisbane are a step slow and very reactive on the defensive end.
Is Bannon making room for himself and coming up with a finish?
Bannon's been the one in the last few possessions to try and make something happen on the offensive end. And this is why I think Justin Schuler's put Isaac White into this game, trying to get a spark. You know, Isaac White plays only one way.
Good hands from Brisbane there after a layup loomed for Illawarra. So a chance for Casey Prather against Robinson. Hands over. Isaac White against the team he formerly played with. Against Robinson. Into the paint. Forced into a tough shot against multiple defenders, but comes up with his first points in the game.
A determined scorer, Isaac White. Aggressive mindset, 24/7. And the Bullets inch back in it just to keep it close.
They've halved that 10-point buffer to 5. And it's been labour-intensive work here at the moment. Pre-game, Matt Russell caught up with Sam Frolling to talk about this build-up.
A great round 17 for the Hawks. A big win in Perth, a tight and important win on your home floor. What did round 17 mean for the team, and how have you looked back on it?
I mean, it was huge, especially after we dropped 3 in a row. It was a big character test for us. I think it was probably make or break that round for us for the season, and the way we responded as a group was huge, and it ended up putting us right back in the mix, and you know, hopefully keep going.
Is there one key element of those results the coach said we need to do that again against Brisbane?
I just think, you know, the ball movement was a lot better. We were playing together as a team, more cohesively on defense, and then I think it translated to the offensive end, and we looked a whole lot better.
Certainly during the middle part of the season, Sam Frolling was a more dominant force for the Illawarra Hawks. He led scoring in 5 of 8 games during a patch there. You look back to November and early December and through then. The last 8 games the last 8 games they played, he's only led scoring once. And obviously Gary Clark's form has been on the upward trajectory, and he's happy to fill the role that he does whatever the team requires of him. Sometimes it does give the impression that you just like him to get a little busier, a little more aggressive, a little more angry, I think.
Yeah, a little. And you know, I've been singing that song, Case, for a couple years now. Sam is a 15-8 guy, but he's really a 27-14 guy. That's his potential. And he does have a tendency to just to be casual as he airballs a layup on Big Rocco.
Let's credit Sikorsky, who's 2 of 2 from the field for 5 points. That's just changing shots.
That's exactly right. Just his presence altered that and made Sam Frolling have to do something different.
There's Robinson, foot on the accelerator, wants to take on Isaac White, who picks up the personal foul. His first, 10th team foul overall on Brisbane. Hawks have 5.
Big minutes here with Nathan Sobey on the bench because he hasn't been involved. But
Pete, who gonna score?
Well, that's what I was about to get to. I think they're going to start running a bit of things for Isaac White.
What?
We know, hey, Isaac White probably, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure Isaac White's done a whole lot wrong to fall out of the rotation other than everybody else get healthy, because he was having really consistent minutes in the middle part of the season.
The guy that just checked in for the Bullets, Chris Smith. I'm looking at you, Chris.
Let's get to Matt Russell courtside.
Yeah, I might be able to answer that question as Justin Robinson gets it done. In that last time out, we saw Justin Schuler say defensively we need to go up a gear big time, and then he dropped some plays for this man, Casey Prather. When it comes to who's going to score, I think Justin is hoping Casey can be their man in the next few minutes.
Out to Norton, who pulls the trigger, and he comes up with the goods. So Mitch Norton gets his first score in the game to cut the margin to 4.
For the Brisbane Bullets to only be down by 4.
Yep.
With no Sobey and no Chris Smith featuring on the scoreboard, that's a win.
Oh, Sikorsky rejected the shot. Going to count it. On the way down, was it? Timing looked good.
Yeah, it was close, wasn't it? There wasn't a whole lot of frustration about the call afterwards.
Things that make you go.
I'm not so sure.
You don't mind even just making sure he always goes and attempts that. And I think I might see some Townsville Crocs jerseys in the front row behind the hoop.
I got one in my house, but I'm too embarrassed to put it on.
Oh, you should never.
I was impersonating a basketball player back then.
Harrison back onto the floor, knocks down the shot, so he has 5 in the game.
Back then, he reckons, Case.
He was proudly wearing his 2001 Illawarra Hawks championship winning bucket hat a little earlier. And
coincidence?
So he should. Very proud of it. The Hawks looking to make a playoff run here against another team in Brisbane who are fighting for a top 6 finish. Despite penetration, good, attracted the attention for Casey Prather in the corner. Just their 3rd triple of the game for Brisbane, and they're back to within 1.
Isaac White, the playmaker. You caught it, Pete. No, Isaac, he's aggressive. I'm just looking for my all-NBL guy, bronze medal, Olympic medalist Nathan Sobey to get involved.
It's hard to do that from the pine. He gets back into the game. There's Garrett Clark starting to be a little bit aggressive himself. Just the 3rd field goal attempt for him. Hands there from Casey Prather. As you mentioned, he's Isaac White. Really patient, didn't force anything. Casey Prather's been spotting up, knocking down some threes. They're out down the other end. Garrett Clark said, let me test you out a little bit. Let me test your movement.
So it's been an arm wrestle, and that's what we're going to get between now and when the regular season finishes on Feb 18, because with so much on the line, they're reluctant, I think. That does weigh on them. Neither team can afford to lose this, so let's keep it as close as we can and try and win it down the stretch. I think that attitude is permeating here at the moment as Prather this time works inside through contact and is off to the free throw line. Hawks are 9 of 11 from the stripe. The Bullets 2 of 5.
And you can tell he's still working off a bit of rust, having not played for 2 years and coming off a lot of rehab because the old Casey Prather, when someone flies by in the corner, he takes one dribble and he's going up. Maybe next year he's got the team option.
I think he's that position they need too. I'm bringing him back. If all the dollars make sense and all that can be worked out, I'm happy to bring Casey Prather back. He puts in a good preseason, and like you say, he's that player they don't have. That explosive, kind of the small forward that can play bigger than what he really is. That kind of player.
Well, that's why I think it was a good signing at the time of it too, right? You give him the rest of the season. They didn't expect a whole lot. Just kind of get that rust off. Hadn't played for so long. Keep getting back to match fitness. And then everything looks good. You have that chat about, okay, well, let's lock in next year.
And we know he's high quality, all NBL first team 2017. Career highs of 39 points, 11 boards, 11 assists for Casey Prather. Can do a little bit of everything. And we have our fingers crossed that get his body back in the shape that he wants it to be in, and he can certainly be a major player in the 100 Jacks NBL. Inside the last 3 minutes of the first half, Norton feeds Smith in traffic, back to Norton, same spot, this time off the mark. Harrison, the offensive rebound, and they've been scarce. Just 4 O boards in the game, and Brisbane have got 3 of them. Isaac White came up empty, whistle on the play as well here.
Stepped out of bounds.
Hawks dodged the bullet. It's a lot of, I get it, Pete, they talk about guarding the three-point line and running guys off the three-point line, but if you run the guy off the three-point line, he ends up with a layup. There's got to be something in between.
Oh, yeah, I liked it, the mid-range jumper.
Mid-range jumper bought me a house.
So, yeah, but that was in, what, 1948. didn't cost a whole lot then.
Shot clock works to 5 here. Swakala puts it on the deck. Pete Ling from close range just knifed his way nicely through there to come up with the finishing touches. 2 of 2 from the field for his 5 points. It's Mason Peatling. It's a 5-point buffer here for the Hawks. Inside 2 minutes left in the half. Harrison knocked down his opponent. They want another flop warning here. Peatling went down quickly. Remember, Harrison already playing with 2 fouls.
They're going to get a tech for the flop. I think Fernandez is right. There was I think they missed one too in between this. Definitely lowers the shoulder, but
Mason was, he couldn't wait to get hit right there. You called it, Casey. He went down too quickly.
He did. It was very, very swift, wasn't it? And there was no doubt there was contact either. I think of Fernandez having a chat, and so there was the flop warning on Justin Robinson in the first, and then I think there was a flop in between that got missed.
Isaac White will step to the free throw line. 68% this season, 26 of 38. 12 and 4 assists in one of his best games of the season when these teams played 3 weeks ago. Part of the rebuild under Justin Schuler at the Brisbane Bullets.
It made some good
season.
Sorry,
just 8 wins last season.
And they get the ball.
They're up looking for 13 here in this game.
It made some good cameos back in his Illawarra days.
He did.
Most of the cameos everywhere he's been.
Yep, Tassie as well. Sobey back on the floor here for the last 2 minutes, along with Baines. Bit of share at McDaniel now. Casey Prather out in the low block, taking on Hickey. Did that intelligently. High IQ play there. Means a trip to the free throw line.
Oh my God, that's baby food. No disrespect to Devo Hickey, but you are guarding a professional scorer down there on the block. He's going to get a lesson. Now that's where, Pete, I might be sending a double. That matchup right there. I got to hedge. I got to do something.
To be honest, if he didn't leave his feet, I think David Hickey would have had a decent contest on that. Casey Prather went for the initial back down. I don't think he didn't move a whole lot, so he was going to be fading away. Just try and contest with a hand up, and he knocks that down and they throw it in again, then maybe send the double team. By just leaving your feet, just going to put yourself at the mercy of the offensive player.
Hanging tough here at the moment, Brisbane Bullets. Misses the back end there, reaching in. It's going to be called for the foul, so free throws to come here. They're over the limit, Brisbane, as they were in that opening quarter as well.
I think they'll be stoked to be going in at halftime, Brisbane. The scores around this are even better because they haven't played anywhere near the basketball we have come to see from the Bullets in the back half of this season.
The coaches have tried their best to get something happening. Both teams have used 11 players here in the first half. It's a single game this weekend for both teams, and a week off or 6 days until their next appearance.
So you think it's not a matter of so much rest, it's just trying to find a recipe that works right now?
Or presume.
Or maybe you should be shortening your rotations, Pete, as we get closer to the business end. Everybody's, you know, is still very equal opportunity. Both teams, both coaches are proud of their depth. But at some point, this depth got to get a little bit shallower.
If this is an elimination, single elimination playing game, you can bet that Nathan Sobey's playing 39 minutes, 40 minutes probably.
Can I trust it?
Gary Clark, Sam Froling, everyone's going to be superstars out there.
So the Hawks edge back out to a 4-point buffer. It was as big as 10 in this quarter in their favour. Brisbane closed to within 1 2 minutes ago. Sobey, the rock, 1 of 2 from the field for his 2 points. He picks up the dribble and forced into a poor pass there. Cut out by Clark. Robinson in support. He looks at night between 2 and comes up with a finish. Into double figures now, Justin Robinson.
That's when he's at his best, in transition after a stop. And again, Pete, if Sobey runs any ball screens, they're coming after him. Here we go again. Gary Clark jumps out.
Sobey gets to Baines. Continuation there.
Well, it's going to be an offensive foul, I think. So he's the steal, and very passive first half. I mean, we're talking about Nathan Sobey not being involved on the offensive end. And there's the offensive foul. Justin Robinson sliding underneath. But does this look a little bit out of sorts on that end? Normally we see him turn to the corner. It's a quick little dribble move, side to side, and he's downhill, and he's already at the rim before anybody realised where he's gone.
Clark gets it from Robinson. Whistle off the ball here. So the fouls mounting up here for Brisbane. More free throws to come. Sobey definitely out of sorts here. He's picked up another foul.
This is what happens. He's not been made a feature. All of a sudden, you play yourself into a funk, and now the frustration, and it doesn't take a whole lot to tick Sobey off. So right now, he's got to somehow just maintain his composure, what little of it he has left, and get out of this half.
Yeah, they'll look back at halftime, but also when they review the game, I'm sure, and say the first quarter is, why did the ball only go into his hands 3 or 4 times in the entire time he was on the floor in the first quarter? He's got to see that ball a whole lot more. He's your superstar. He's had a superstar level season. And I think that's exactly, if there's not something else more to it that's coming in before the game, I think that's where the frustration, you're right, Damien, has come from. It's like, okay, now I'm having to force something because I didn't get to have any looks in the first quarter.
Interestingly, Nathan Sobey has been restricted to single digits in scoring once this year against the Hawks back in round 9. So they've got the recipe. They've got the recipe for Bryce Cotton. They've got the recipe, it would seem, for Nathan Sobey. And right now they've got an 8-point buffer, and Brisbane with problems. Get it to Baines as the shot clock goes off in the background, and the big bang is up to 6.
Better to be lucky than good. Sometimes that's spilt out right into Baines' lap.
So they'll look for the last play here of the first half. The Illawarra Hawks led by 4 at quarter time. And Brisbane with their hands full at the moment. Peatling shares it across. Wani Swaka-Labullock is off the mark. Came back to Albright, the O-board, and Harvey, the finisher, this time can't connect. Half-time arrives here, and the Hawks, after leading by 4 at quarter time, enjoy a 6-point buffer in a playoff-type match against the Brisbane Bullets. It's 4th against 5th on the ladder here, and it's the Hawks 50, Brisbane 44 at the half. Let's get some reaction courtside. Here's Brad Rosen.
Yeah, got Justin Robinson. Justin, fantastic first half, keeping them to 44. You've got to be happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's our emphasis. They've got us the last 3 games in the first half. So trying to emphasize getting stops early and having a good run.
You look very aggressive out there, 10 points. How are you feeling?
Oh, like a professional should. Coming off the bench, giving our team something they need. I'm just trying to win.
Heard you in the timeout. They're very focused on Nathan Sobey and not allowing him to score. You just took a charge. Key to the second half?
Yeah, same thing. He got hot on us early. I'm taking pride in that matchup, so we'll see how it goes in the second half.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Matty, who you got?
Casey Prather, you were down by double figures in that first half, but you fight really hard and get it back to 6. How do you feel about that scoreline?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. You know, coming in here, we knew it was going to be tough playing against these guys. They're hungry. We're hungry. Just defensively, we got to do a better job of doing what we do and controlling how we control.
And offensively, how do you get going, especially Nathan Sobey?
Just continue to just find looks through our offense, run our offense a little bit harder. Just execute. You know, Nathan Sobey is a great player. He'll find his rhythm throughout the game. We just got to do a good job on the defensive end.
Thank you, Casey. See you in the second half. At half-time, it's the Hawks 50 leading Brisbane 44. 4th spot on the ladder up for grabs, depending on who has the better second half. We're back to wrap it up right after this.
This first half of the season, it was good, just going through like adversity and things like that. I feel like I took that time to get a lot better. I'm going from playing just like regular school basketball a couple months ago to now playing against professional grown men. So like, it was a big adjustment, but now I'm pretty like adjusted to it.
I'm taking the highs like with the lows. Like I've had some games where I definitely haven't lived up to the expectations I've got in my head, but I think it's just like a learning experience for me, and I'm just staying positive and trying to see what I can do every game. Every game's a new game, right?
AJ Johnson, nice find underneath, gets it to Ulbrich.
Justin's like a really great relationship guy. Like he established a relationship even like as an assistant coach, like from the first day I met him. I think that's really helped in getting everyone together as well.
He wants us to go, just be ourselves and just like, push the pace a little bit. Like I think he's a great coach. He's doing great.
I don't treat them any differently. I probably push them a little bit more, knowing that they have that youthfulness and that talent to be able to get to where their goals are. I really try to tell them just be consistent in what you do well, because that's what's going to get you, to the league and hear your name called. They're still learning. They're 18, 19-year-old kids, but they really have a good chance to fulfill their dream.
I think for both of them, you sort of have to block out the noise a little bit. I mean, that's just the nature of it. That's the beauty of it, because they're such talented players, and that's what comes with it, the recognition.
Yeah, AJ and Lucky, those are like my little brothers. Lucky, he asks a lot of questions. He has a lot of energy. You always have to, just kind of follow him and make sure he doesn't wander off too far. AJ's a little quieter, but the more quiet he is, I'm always asking more questions. Just pushing him to get a routine and just be disciplined.
They have a great group of guys surrounding them as well. We got Gary, myself, Justin, and we're in there every day because we want to see them in the NBA. We want to watch them on TV. The sky's the limit for both of them.
Yeah, good stuff. AJ Johnson, Lockie Ulbrich, just part of so much exciting young talent across the league. That's why, Brad Rosen, week in, week out, we see representatives of NBA clubs fly down under, trying to spot the next talent, trying to work out what they can snap up for a bargain going forward. Now, AJ Johnson delivered a highlight in the first half here as the Hawks went ahead 50-44 that you're going to see over and over again. You're the ex-player. How hard is this and how easy does he make it look?
Well, I don't know, because I've never been up that high, but what I can say is that, AJ, that is a phenomenal dunk. Now add the fact that you got the best shot blocker in Australia in Rocco, that he's just gone upstairs and went bang. That was an amazing dunk. Yes, dunk of the year.
And you know what? I was interviewing Volkanovski and Israel Adesanya as that happened. It takes a lot to make them flinch, and guess what? They flinched. It was such a ferocious dunk. Well done, AJ Johnson. Not so well done, Brisbane, offensively. They got stuck in the mud a couple of times. Now, the Hawks led by as many as 10. I thought that Brisbane did really well to fight and keep it to single figures. As we look at the Hungry Jacks highlights, which will feature Justin Robinson quite a bit, what do you say about this game and its flow right now?
J-Rob was exactly what they needed. I thought Gary Clark and even Sam Froling to a little bit was just a little bit foul trouble, a bit underdone and not getting there. Sam Froling finished the half really well, but J-Rob kept him in there. Look at that Blackmore shot card. Only missed one, but it's the high clip. It's the 4 of 5. It's the 10 points. It's his aggression, and I just interviewed him, and he's like, I take that Nathan Sobey interview, one-on-one matchup, I take it personal. That's what you want. That's what I like from him.
We'll get to Sam McDaniel in one quick moment, but Tyler Harvey, 1 of 4. Nathan Sobey, 1 of 2. No rebounds, couple of assists. So both of them are non-factor so far, and it's been up to other players like Sam McDaniel to try and make an influence on this game.
He's been doing it all year. This is how he's been. He's really playing this McDaniel role is exactly what Brisbane needs. He's able to knock down threes. You look at his 7-point, 3 or 4 from the field. It's his defensive intensity. But the scary thing for Illawarra is Nathan Sobey hasn't been a factor. I said it before, they can win games without him, but they don't lose when he plays well. This is a really good test for Nathan Sobey to be able to get that done for the second half.
Brisbane have beaten Illawarra twice this season by single figures. Today they trail by single figures. It's 4th versus 5th. The winner goes 4th in the shadows of the postseason. A great second half coming your way next.
Bunnings Warehouse, back in the next generation of ballers. Earlier this season, these ballers from Railridge came out to watch us play.
So we're just returning the favor. We're excited to see their moves. Let's go, buddy! Yeah! Keep up the work.
I like watching the Taipans play. I like the live action and the experience of the crowd.
Lock it. There it is.
The Taipans kept losing by 10 points, but then at the last 5 minutes we came up and won.
Defense. Defense.
My favourite player is Paul, and I like to watch Paul hit threes.
2, 1. Good job, everyone. Great job. Great job.
One day I would love to play for the Cairns Taipans.
3, 2, 1.
Bunnings Warehouse, backing ballers.
Welcome back to the Win Entertainment Centre. It's round 18 in the Hungry Jacks NBL, just a couple of weeks out from the end of the regular season, and the Illawarra Hawks and Brisbane Bullets 4th and 5th on the ladder. Hawks on top here by 6th at the moment, 50-44, led by as many as 10 in that second quarter, and Brisbane in a real funk at the moment, just 44 points at half-time. Nathan Sobey just 2 points so far. They're forced into a prayer from long range by McDaniel after that play was broken up.
Yeah, you wonder what they spoke about at halftime to come out with a possession like that.
That's what I was thinking. I'm sure that there would have been some strong words said just about lifting the energy from everybody. This is not officially a play-in game, but it should be played like it, with where both teams are on the standings and the teams that are coming from behind. And they've just come out and had to heave one.
Bullets back to their original 5. And likewise, the Hawks reverting to their first unit. Spinning down on the baseline, coming up with a finish. That was pretty to watch there from Gary Clark.
Yeah, Josh Bannon got his hands full with Gary Clark on the 45 like that. Gary's a professional scorer, can put the ball on the floor, and just saw how well he finished that one.
There's Harrison. Walked into the paint there, found an easy way home, and came up with a finish. So Harrison adds to his tally. He's now up to 7 in the game.
I'm sure if you could pick it up, but Justin Schull on the coach's mic, he was saying cut Sobes, and the cut was what basically helped Harrison have no secondary defender come across and try and impact that shot. But again, everyone just standing still. One player has the ball, everyone is just staying where they are. Not a whole lot of off-ball movement.
Sobey for Scott. Bannon down low against Lee. Likes his chances here against a smaller opponent. Muscles into the paint, draws a foul off to the free throw line.
Now that's H.J. Lee, who obviously can shoot it, obviously rebounds well. But on the defensive end, when he's ISO like that, I think that's the mismatch. And Josh Bannon, on one end, can't guard Gary Clark, and on the other end, H.J. Lee is going to struggle to guard Josh Bannon.
Even on that possession, though, they threw it into Josh Bannon. I was just watching the other 4 white jerseys. Everyone just stood where they were. There was no away screen. There was no instance to try and get somebody to come for an open 3 on a flare screen. Everybody just had their feet stuck in mud.
Support from the stripe tonight, Brisbane as well. 5 of 11 as we go courtside to Matty Russell.
Yeah, the crowd willing on another miss here from Bannon. Case each week the NBL team puts together some great stats as New South Wales stays hungry. And one stat jumped off the page this week. Brisbane have lost their last 20 games. Their last 20 games when trailing at half-time. I tell you what, this evening would be a good time to put a stop to that statistic.
Well, they've lost 7 of their last 8 second halves this season. Here's Lee putting on the deck against Sobey to the foul line. Tough shot, couldn't finish.
It's really good defense from Nathan Sobey, just sliding his feet.
Second halves have been a problem for Brisbane this season. As I mentioned, equal best first half team in the competition. They're the second worst second half team in the competition, and it wasn't exactly what they were after either.
Again, so Justin Schull on the coach's mic turning to the bench saying, boys, we need to get downhill. Saying that just walking into a 3-ball, the Hawks are going to go underneath those screens on Sam McDaniel, especially at the top of the key. Sam McDaniel's best spot to shoot a 3's in the corner.
It's been coughed up once more. Harvey, scoop pass. Clark, they work it outside. Swakala Bullock is off the mark. McDaniel grabs the rebound.
See, when I got a professional Gary Clark scorer and I got a rookie in Josh Bannon, based on just experience alone, I'm going to Gary Clark. And that is no disrespect to Josh Bannon, but he does not have the resume that Gary Clark has.
I think that's why Casey Prater's at the scorer's desk. There's going to be a timeout here if that goes in from Lee, and it doesn't.
2 of 8 from long range, the Illawarra Hawks. They've been selected from deep in this game. 36 field goal attempts and only 8 from long range. See teams like the Sydney Kings getting up to a 50-50 split in terms of 2s and 3s. Here's Sobey. Oh, he's fouled by Swakala Bullock from behind. So he will go to the free throw line for the 19th consecutive game.
And this could be all it takes to get Sobey involved. He comes off a handoff. Caught Wani a little bit late. Now, Case, I know you're a busy man, but also know you love your special stats. I wonder, what is the least amount of shots Nathan Sobey has taken in a game?
Work on that for you. As I say, from the free throw line, he gets there more than any other player in the competition than Bryce Cotton. He's 144 of 166, 87% this season, and this is the 19th straight game he's been to the free throw line. And 24th game out of 25. Now, we know he's not feeling well then if he's missing free throws as well.
There is no way Sobey's going to feed the masses.
Well, the way things are going in this game, I don't think so.
So this season, the fewest shots that Nathan Sobey took was against the Hawks in round 9, where he was 1 of 4.
So the Hawks got a formula for Sobey, as well as the young fella out there in the West.
Well, it's a
I'm not ready to double down on that. It's been 2 games, but I don't think Bryce Colton's ready. He wants another matchup with the Hawks after the way everybody's talking about it.
He's going to get it. Final round as well. This is a little more of what we were expecting to see from Nathan Sobey.
No doubt.
Illawarra Hawks host Perth, Feb 15.
Could have 50. With the way that everyone's talking about it.
Do you come around to the other side of the argument then if he shut down 3 in a row?
Oh yeah. No, I mean they've clearly done something, figured out something, and especially calling that game and just watching the way they went about it, I thought it was exceptional. But they'll have some wrinkles out west ready to throw.
I bet they will. Talking of wrinkles, how about the Harlem Globetrotters? They can do a lot of different things, and don't miss your chance to be part of the world-famous global tour. They'll have a lot of fun with their innovation and what they can do with the basketball. It's coming to a city near you. Get your tickets at www.hg2024.nbl.com.au. Harlem Globetrotters, middle of the year. Get the tickets. You'll have fun. Brisbane back to within 3 here. They trailed by 10 during the second, up by 6 early in the game. And they've been in a funk for most of the game. This is Clark, who's been quiet by his high standards.
They bring Casey Prather into the game. The athleticism, the length. Down the other end. Here we go to the free throw line.
You called it, Pete. Josh Bannon was not the matchup for Gary Clark. The strength in just the experience, Casey Prather just knows how to use his body, even if he's on, even if he's not 100%, he just knows the tricks of the trade.
No doubt. It's Josh Bannon, his strength on the defensive end is against that more traditional post, right? Who's trying to back him down, he's going to hold his own. But Gary Clark's ability is so crafty. He can face up, he can shoot the mid-range jump shot, he can get downhill, he can get left to right. He's very unique in that power forward spot. And again, another one who I think we might have another All-NBL second teamer on our hands here. Gary Clark had an exceptional season.
So Brisbane have been able to turn this around. They had 10 free throws at half-time. They've taken 9 here in 4.5 minutes of the third, and the Hawks have got 14 fouls as well with all this time left on the clock. This is a pivotal moment. Good fight back from them. They were listless early and still certainly not functioning on all cylinders. But Robinson checks into the game, harassed by McDaniel. They cranked it up at the defensive end, and they forced Robinson to pitch that one out. Again, the D was good. Push shot from the free throw line from Albrecht. Not enough on it.
Yeah, really good half-court defensive set from the Bullets there. Everybody was moving. They kept their hands out.
Sobey in a mismatch, pulls up on Lockie Albrecht, drains the triple, and all of a sudden the Brisbane Bullets have hit the lead here.
Just like that. Sobey got himself to the foul line, got himself going. The scoring is dried up for the Hawks. Interesting that Justin Tatum came with Davo Hickey. As we look at the Harvey Norman replay, and Sobey's like, I don't need no more invitations. This shot had to go up.
12-2 run here from Brisbane has them on top as we go courtside to Brad Rosen with a special guest.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I do have a special guest. I got Max Norton here, now Mitch's brother, who I believe is also best mates with Sam Crowley. Yeah. How does that work?
Oh, Townsville boys, mate. We're pretty local. We keep a tight-knit community there.
So you guys, and there's a whole lot of you here, have all come all the way down from Townsville. That's pretty cool.
Well, we timed the trip pretty well. Mitch versus Sam. We tried to keep it neutral here with the Crocs jerseys, so...
How's Mitch enjoying Brisbane, and what do you think of the game so far?
Oh, he's loving it, mate. He's put on a bit of a show so far. He even hit a little corner 3 there. I'm pretty happy with that.
Now, Townsville, unfortunately, no longer in the league. I love playing up there. It was great. Can you give me your best memory of a Townsville game, series, something?
Look, there's a lot as a Townsville Crocs fan, but shout out to Corey Homicide, the jersey off in front of a crowd. I don't think I've seen that in any sport, and he did it.
And not only he did that, he did it in front of the Red Army, which made it even better.
Top tier.
Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Oh, well done, Brad. We've got a former Croc with us in our commentary team tonight, Damon Lowry. It's your best moment of being up north.
I didn't have a whole lot of them. it was a tough year for the Crocs that year.
I had the phone call.
Watching John really shoot every time down the court, that might have been one of them.
I was nearly a Townsville Croc. Out of college, that would have been nice. And woke up and there were no more.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, the Hawks at the moment, they've got major problems here. It's dried up for them at the offensive end. We'll credit Brisbane bringing some extra D. Clark knocked down. Foul being called.
Sam probably has the 10 points, and we spoke a little of this before we came on air. In the second half, they seemed to go away from him. They were throwing the ball in early. They took it a lot in the first half and really tried. I guess it's more just to test the waters to see how aggressive he can be, but has some really big first halves and then kind of just fades off. And I don't think it's a whole lot of his fault, to be honest. I think they just go away from the offensive end. And Tyler Harvey as well, 1 of 5, has got the 2 points.
Well, if you pass it to Sam now, you're going to get a turnover. He's on the bench. He's been there for a while. I just feel like, you know, he's played 13 minutes so far. I mean, this game got a high level of importance. I just feel like both teams haven't gone to their major strengths. It's almost like they're saving something.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, whoever loses this game going to be kicking themselves.
Clark's played 22 minutes, that's the most. 18 minutes for Harvey, 16 minutes for Illawarra. As you say, Froling just under 13 minutes at the moment. He's sharing theirs around, so with 19 leads them.
You could understand, I guess, if it was a doubleheader, but as you mentioned, Case, they're both playing just the single header this weekend.
Robinson wants to get something happening. He's shut down. Good defense there from McDaniel. Robinson stays with it. Red numbers on the shot clock. They gave him some room. Can't connect. It's a 2 of 9 from long range from the 3-point line. The Illawarra Hawks, they just can't score at the moment. Restricted to just 4 points here in almost 6 minutes of play in term number 3, and they scored first in this term. There's a chance. Norton back to Bannon. Certainly been influential since the major break. Now Sobey. He looks for the penetration. Tough shot. Excellent D. Got a piece of the action and then came up with a loose ball. Gary Clark off to Robinson. They need a spark. Clark did it at the defensive end. At the offensive end, he's a little D.
Now, this is where we just got to slow down, Pete. Josh Bannon checks back in. He couldn't guard Gary Clark the last time he was out there. He scored back-to-back buckets. This is when the Hawks got to recognize this matchup and punish it.
Daniel off the mark. Hawks are none of 5 from long range in this quarter. They need to get it inside the pass from Robinson. Harrison couldn't control it. And now they've fouled Blanchfield on the 3-point line. Again, second one. So Sobey picks up the foul. It's going to be his 3rd personal. Already Casey Prather sitting down with 3 fouls. It's not a problem for Brisbane the entire game, the foul count. Being in the bonus situation in the first and second quarters. And now they're up to 3 here in the 3rd.
There's no real challenge from Nathan Sobey. He wasn't upset. He knew he got him across the hand. I think this conversation now is about down the other end. He's like, I was in there, got an offensive rebound. There's a lot going on.
And the ref said, yeah, well, you should have just made the shot. All these conversations with referees about what happened to play before.
I don't mind that. You're just going to have a little conversation and just vent the frustration, I guess, that way and just say, oh, I thought I got hit. And to be honest, if the referee turns around and say, I didn't see it that way, but probably should have made it. Just a little bit of cheeky banter.
First free throws for the Illawarra Hawks in this quarter. Brisbane has taken 9 free throws in this term, hit 7 of them. And it's helped them get right back into the equation here. Blanchfield trying to steady the ship here for the Illawarra Hawks, and the experienced head does just that. They're back on top.
Watching this whole game, if there was no score, you'd think that the Hawks are up nearly double digits with the way they played. For Brisbane to be just down 1, they had that little patch a few minutes ago.
12-2 run. Here's Sobey, shot clock at single digits. Dancing in front of Mason Peatling, well short with the 3 ball. They're 4 of 12 from long range, Brisbane. 1 of 4 in this quarter from deep. Comes him back onto the floor, uses Robinson.
I know Sobey wants to be aggressive. He can definitely get a better shot than that with that matchup.
Froling, flat shot there against a smaller opponent in Smith, who did a good job just to usher him further away from the bucket than he wanted to be. Bannon sizes up Froling. Now on the retreat. Here's Smith. Shot clock to 10. Puts it on the deck. And a great recovery there from Blanchfield, who throws it out of there.
How many career blocks Toddy got? Toddy's not having that foolishness. So, Chris Smith, I don't know what you think you heard about me.
Oh, straight into the lens. That'll will invoice you, Todd. Josh Bannon got the face up, put the ball on the floor, and took 2 dribbles and then started getting away from the hoop. You remember before he had to deal with all of his injuries, he was just backing himself in and he was lighting it up. He became such an integral part of their offense.
Harrison Kane's up empty, got after the loose ball, a whistle on the play. The foul going to be called on Blanchfield, so free throws to come here.
He doesn't like it. He thought he just got all ball.
See, this is when Josh Bannon, he had Justin Robinson guarding him. You got to make a quicker move because now the double team comes and now you got to kick it out. And you're very fortunate that Terrell Harrison's at the free throw line, but it's going to be rare when you get a mismatch that good.
Both teams just stuck in the mud offensively at the moment. Brisbane are 2 of 13 from the field in this quarter, and they've outscored the Hawks 12-7. They've done it all from the free throw line.
What's the code word, Case? Get ready. I'm feeling it.
Fans in Wollongong are hoping that is the case, and Harrison makes the adjustment. He's up to 8 points in the game. Only Sobey and Prather with 9 have more for Brisbane. Hawks high scorer, 3 players with 10. Froling, Clark, Justin Robinson, and we're tied at 57. A little over 2 minutes out from three-quarter time. In a seesawing affair, Brisbane off to a good start, led by half a dozen. For Illawarra took over by 10 in the second, and now Brisbane are coming here in the third, and Isaac White gets it done with a chance at a three-point play.
Bad turnover. They're trying to get Tyler Harvey involved. AJ turns the ball over, and Isaac White done, Pete, what every player should do. Finish.
I tell you what, watch Mitch Norton on this possession. So he knows that they're trying to get this double down for Tyler Harvey. So immediately, top block says you're not going to use this screen. You have to go underneath. They blow it up completely, gets a hand on it. This is why Mitch Norton is so crucial to Brisbane. What a pickup he was. And then Isaac White gets out and finishes through contact. And let's not forget Mitch Norton. We know he's an elite defender in this league. He's been in the conversation for best defensive player a few times throughout his career. It's just those little movements. Okay, you come in to set a down screen. Well, all of a sudden, Tyler Harvey can't do it.
So a three-point buffer now for the Brisbane Bullets. They were down 8 when Illawarra scored the first 2 buckets of this third. They've got problems. Just 7 points in this third quarter for the Hawks. Whistle on the play as well. And Smith, he can attract a whistle. He's picked up his third personal.
That's good action. Bringing Toddy out of the corner. Any Baines pick, even if he doesn't set the pick, you still got to somehow maneuver your way around him. Toddy curls into the key, draws a foul.
4th team foul on Brisbane in this quarter, so need to be a little more careful. 1:54 on the clock until three-quarter time. Johnson checks back into the game. The restart, held on to it for a long time. In fact, too long.
That was good defense as well. It's a strange game, this one, because we keep talking about how important it is. There's 2 minutes left in the third, and the leading scorer on the floor is with 10 points, and there's 3 of them. It's Clark, Sam Froling, and Justin Robertson. There's no double-figure scorers right now for Brisbane. They got 60 points on the board, so that's a positive. There's Josh Bannon, his 7th point.
Starting to become a problem here for the Illawarra Hawks. Just 7 points in this quarter. They need to find some offense and quickly. And that's what they needed from Tyler Harvey with his 2nd field goal of the game.
And everybody on the floor, Pete, everybody is capable of scoring. I get that. But you got to have a focal point. You got to have something that everybody knows what we're doing, and it's not so ad hoc.
Bannon thought the pass was for him, and then realized it was for
and
then deflected it out of court.
Good day, Johnny. There's my old employer, Johnny Carson, Beechwood Homes. Hey, Case, he actually sponsored the 1989 Shoalhaven Tigers, who went on to win the championship.
Great supporter of the community, not just the basketball community. So the margin is 3, a little over a minute out from three-quarter time.
1989. You would have been 40.
Averaging 40.
Whistle off the ball here. A tangled Bannon against Peatling. So Free throws to come now for the Illawarra Hawks as Bannon picks up his third personal.
And this is where I would have liked to see the last couple of minutes Josh Bannon be that focal point on the offensive end. Isaac White is just going to play one way, and that's kind of what they need right now. But Nathan Sobey sitting down for a breather. He's got the 3 fouls, and Chris Smith has come in. He's played 7.5 minutes, 3 fouls, 0 of 3. So they're not getting it from Chris Smith right now. Defensively, everyone has chipped in, but no one is really taking the reins of this game.
That was Bannon's second foul, not his third. Baines with a good rebound. Both teams have struggled here from the field. 3 of 16 from the field, the Hawks in this quarter. Brisbane 4 of 15. You do the math at home in terms of adding those up. It's not pretty. And it's still less than optimal at the moment. But it's not about how, it's how many. And Baines knocks down the 2.
Baines with the mini.
It's up to 8. Harvey with his problems. Oh, good hustle again from the Brisbane Bullets. Defensive pressure was outstanding, and they're over the limit in terms of the 8 seconds in the backcourt here.
Well, I think there was an extra. They might have potentially like 0.2 or something. I think the shot clock just ran a little bit after that.
Brisbane have definitely upped the defensive intensity. I would have liked to have seen them attack the basket more once they had the Hawks in foul trouble early, but...
It was on 16 when it hit. I had it on 16 out of... I did.
Okay. He's trying to explain to Justin Schuller. So it's 15. Well, that's but I think it's like 15.9 or something. There you go. It's moved up to 16. So if they caught it in the backcourt right now, there'll be a turnover.
Credit Brisbane cranking up the D here in the third quarter after they looked all at sea in the first half, down 10 in the second. Couldn't get anything happening. Quick foul called on McDaniel here, so it's his first personal, but again, they're over the limit.
This is when you got to be able to just contain the ball. Like, pressure D ain't always good. And Sam McDaniel should probably know better. Tyler Harvey is great at drawing fouls. He gets you leaning one way, can rip the other way. And this can get this guy going, who's been quiet all game.
Justin Schuller is more frustrated with. There's only one direction that the Hawks could have inbounded that ball from. So everybody get in the lane, force a really tough catch, and in the end, Tyler Harvey just walked in and caught it and then went to the free throw line.
First trip to the stripe for Tyler Harvey in the game. 6 points now for Tyler Harvey. A season average of 15, which is 20th in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's Brisbane by 2. Shot clock 3 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward three-quarter time. It's a good point you make about the McDaniel foul as well. That's why we're seeing so many fouls this year, is because players need to adjust, and in that scenario need to be a little bit better. There's another whistle. Free throws coming now for Brisbane, who've attacked the rim here since half-time, made the adjustment, they've been rewarded.
Well, the crowd didn't like it, but they probably thought the foul was on Sam Froling. It definitely wasn't. Wani Swaka-Bullock was underneath.
So free throws numbers 13 and 14 coming in this quarter here for Brisbane. And a win is a win. It doesn't have to be attractive, particularly at this stage of the season. And the winner, they'll be in 4th spot. We saw last night Sydney in 4th spot, lose to Adelaide, tumble to 6th. Brisbane took 4th spot. If they lose, they tumble to 6th. And the games are running out.
Well, there's going to be some more tumbling, Case.
But with the FIBA break as well, it's just about getting to the end of the regular season and getting into the playing tournament, whether it's a home game, whatever it is, because it's not like too many teams will go in with a momentum from these next 3 weeks.
Well, Adelaide are the hottest team in the NBL at the moment. They've won 4 in a row. Hawks have won 2 in a row, and that's it. No one else has a streak. Here's Robinson. Good aggression as he muscles his way up the floor. Couldn't get it done, though. Hawks wanted a whistle. Referees aren't buying it.
Looked like there was a bit of contact initially.
Yep. I mean, Justin Robinson does end up on the floor a lot on his drives, but Bainesy, when you're running into him in the air, it's going to be hard to stay on your feet.
Exactly right, but it's the Brisbane Bullets who trail by as many as 8 in the third. They turn for home, leading 5-4. Three-quarter time, Brisbane 66, the Hawks 62. Big finish coming up here on the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Hawks want fourth spot. Tyrell Harrison and the Bullets have fourth spot. That position is on the line, and it's close heading into the fourth quarter at the Sandpit. Brisbane 66 lead Illawarra 62. The Hawks confined to 12 points in the third quarter. As a result, Justin Tatum has thrown a very offensive-oriented five out there. This man, Justin Robinson, Tyler Harvey, Gary Clark, Wani Swaka-Labullock and Todd Blanchfield. Brad Rosen, what happened at Brisbane's end?
Well, you're right. On the back of a 22-12 quarter, Justin Schuller was extremely happy. He said it is all happening from the defensive end as we look for the shot to see if it counts there. But Justin said he just wants us to concentrate, get downhill and keep forcing. Look for them to go to Casey Prather first play.
Well, some confusion here about the result. They want the finish. We'll get another look at it here. McDaniel in traffic, and there's Tyler Harvey almost with the arm around the back of McDaniel.
But again, Sam McDaniel, you're crowding too far away from the hoop, putting yourself in jeopardy. You don't want to be getting yourself into the bonus early this quarter, that's for sure.
Mainstream coming up with a finish.
I know you're trying to set a tone, right, defensively to start the fourth quarter, but there's no reason for Tyler Harrison to be going for a steal at half court, especially with Gary Clark playing an undersized five right now. He just put his head down and...
Harrison from close range, just positioned well, came up with the two as well.
Run the exact same set. If they're going to sit in this 2-3 zone, or Gary Clark's going to have to match up on Tyler Harrison, get a little flex screen or some side-to-side action and get Tyler Harrison catching it on the charge circle, where all he has to do is go up and dunk it.
Robinson adds to his tally with an even dozen alongside Gary Clark as the game high scorer. It's going to be an arm wrestle all the way down the stretch here. A little later, it's Melbourne against Southeast Melbourne in the throwdown.
Which might not be an arm wrestle. May or may not be.
As you see, Brisbane fourth at the moment with their noses in front here. Illawarra would drop under Sydney if they lose, but if they can reverse the scoreline here, Illawarra climb to fourth, push everyone back down. Brisbane, they'll swap places there. What a finish this is to the Hungry Jacks NBL. In the corner. Three ball wouldn't work there. Casey Prather. And now caught, so the Hawks are going to come up with it.
Hawks happy to stay in that 2-3 zone. Brisbane is not a good three-point shooting team, but you're going to have to rebound.
Brisbane Bullets 30% on the season from deep, which is lowest in the competition. Clark, 10 on the shot clock. He fires. Thought he was fouled, couldn't get a whistle. He's 1 of 3 from long range. The Hawks are 2 of 11 overall from deep, including none of 6 since half-time. 1 of 2 in the first quarter, 1 of 3 in the second quarter, and have not hit a 3 since the major break. Here's McDaniel, scored the first 5 points of the game, adds to his tally. He's up to 9.
It's hard to get a layup like that easy against the zone, and the Bullets, they average 88 points a game. They sitting here on 70. This is their kind of game.
This is why they want it. Just on the play, Norton goes down. He's not thrilled with the call. Second team foul on Brisbane in this quarter. Hawks with 1 so far. It's Robinson, the extension of the arm, was the complaint from Norton, who now has 3 personals.
I actually think Norton's probably complaining that I think that just should have been a no call, because if you saw that baseline angle, Norton's already falling down. It wasn't like he was flopping, he was just lost his balance. Justin Robinson got past him, and there was a little bit of an extension. I don't think it was an offensive foul. I think that would have just been sufficed as a no call. So having a look here. So he's already falling there a little bit. I think it's just play on.
That's play on in my book.
Norton, the 5th player in the game to have 3 fouls now from close range. Gary Clark adds to his tally. So Clark has 4 of Illawarra's 6 in this quarter. They were restricted to 12 points in the third Illawarra, well short from Casey Prather. 12 points equals their lowest third quarter of the season for the Hawks. Robinson barreling his way up the floor, flexing on them as well. Adds to his tally, 14 now for J-Rob.
J-Rob in transition, Pete.
Yeah, he's so quick. And Sam McDaniel actually read that. He had to pick. going to go right or left. He picked the right way and took it through the chest. Not good enough to finish.
Tied at 70. Almost 3 minutes played in the last quarter. Whistle on the players. Harrison works in close.
I am all for zoning Brisbane Bullets with this team on the floor because, like I said, they do not shoot three. They don't shoot well. But the ball now, you got to still play the zone like it's a man-to-man, though. That ball went inside way too easy. Now Tyrell works himself to the foul line.
Third personal on Gary Clark.
I think this is the question that a lot of people have about the Bullets for the rest of the season and in the playing tournament. Should they get there, which I think a lot of people are expecting them to. If Nathan Sobey's having one of these quieter games, he's 2 of 7 for 9 points. Who's going to be your guy? Remember last year, Shannon Scott, when players were out, he had a 30-piece against Sydney, stood up when he had to. He's got 2 points, 1 of 3 in 12 minutes. Chris Smith, 3 fouls, 0 of 3 in 7 minutes. Who is it?
The Burgers, it is Tyrell Harrison. So open the NBL app. Code word is clock. Help yourself, New South Wales, thanks to the big Kiwi. Jack's Burgers for all. And we're tied at 70. Expensive miss from the free throw line for Brisbane. Off the mark, and Bannon grabs the rebound.
To answer your question, Pete, the Brisbane Bullets are doing it by committee. Modern basketball don't always have a go-to guy. They have a system, and you just have to get your points off the system.
I agree. I still think there needs to be a primary creator of things. And again, I think Josh Bannon has shown early on before his injuries that he was kind of that focal point.
Here's Robinson. He's been busy. This time off the mark. 2 of 13 now from deep. None of 8 since half-time, the Hawks. So they're overdue. Right now, 3-point basket in the context of this game is massive. A little over 6 minutes from a decision. Or at least the end of regulation. Here's Norton outside. His 3 off the mark. Harrison, the O-board, the putback wouldn't fit. Bannon gets after it. So to Tyler Harvey, who shares it across to Clark. Now Robinson. Against McDaniel. Spinning baseline, whistle on the play. So McDaniel's going to pick up the foul. Going to be his 3rd personal. 3rd team foul on Brisbane in this quarter.
It's a make-or-miss league, and it's a whole lot of missing going on right now. Both teams are getting good looks. The Hawks are punishing Tyrell Harrison for playing that drop defense. So Gary Clark is popping out, flaring, causing a rotation, but just on the swing, haven't been able to knock a shot down.
Well, 6 of 28 from both teams combined from outside. 2 of 13 from the Hawks. Tyler Harvey just 2 3-point attempts, and he's missed both of them.
Expensive turnover for the Hawks there as well. That's 10 in that category. Brisbane has 8 turnovers.
And this seems to be one of those games that if the Hawks don't come out on top, they look back in these little self-inflicted wounds, and it ended up hurting them in that loss when Lat Main hit the buzzer beater from Cairns. And they missed 13 free throws in that game. They gave up a ridiculous number of offensive rebounds.
Sam Frawley got the same 10 points he had at halftime, and he might have had 1 shot in the 3rd quarter. I know where I'm going with the ball.
Here's Bannon. It's getting better that the game goes on, but he's traveled on that occasion.
He just had to catch it too far out. You've got to do a whole lot of work.
Let's go courtside to Matt Russell.
There's Mon Conti applauding not only the Hawks, but her partner, Will Davo Hickey out there. Of course, she's played WNBL. She's an AFLW best and fairest. It really is a star-studded crowd today, gents.
Doubt about it, Matt.
Mon Conti can put some points on the board.
Yep. That's a nice finish. Tyler Harvey starting to get busy here. Illawarra back in front, and the live ladder is moving again. The Bullets have been stifled here after they put the clamps on the Hawks in term 3, winning at 22-12. Just 4 points here for Brisbane in almost 5 minutes of the last quarter. It was all from the stripe in the 3rd. Baines tipping would work off the Norton miss. The momentum is surely now with the Illawarra Hawks. Hickey exploring with a left hand, ambitious, couldn't get it done. Froling grabs the rebound. Quick whistle applied here. Baines in the vicinity. Looks as though he's picked up his 3rd personal. That's going to be the 4th team foul on Brisbane in this quarter, with almost 5 minutes still to play.
Now, if you execute right, Get the ball in the right people's hands. Pete, I'm liking a Tyler Harvey two-man game with Sam Frawley, especially if Tyler can come off on his left hand, where he's a threat for the floater as well as hitting Sam for the little drop-off.
For sure, with the lineup they've got out there, and also giving it 52 seconds max before Gary Clark comes back into this game.
Isobi taking on Robinson, getting it done. Some good pressure at the defensive end from Brisbane, and they tie it away at 72. 4.5 to play. 4th spot on the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder, up for grabs here. Pete Link, hard to the rim. Bannon shut him down.
Chris Smith came in to help as well. Might have had a piece of it. Brisbane a chance to take the lead.
Sobey wants a screen from Aaron Baines. Comes to the ball now. They find Bannon from outside. Unlikely conveyance. He's off the mark.
That's all Sobey can do in that situation. He got 2 people on him. He makes the pass, but like I said, there's nobody making shots. If I'm Sobey, I'm not calling for a ball screen, Pete. I need to shoot the ball.
And Bannon, a 28% three-point shooter this season. Hawks, and the ball movement was good. Froling was there for a long time. Justin Schuller thought he was in there for an extended period.
I think he had a good case.
No whistle on the play. Bannon grabs the rebound. Foul's going to be called on the Hawks. Their 13th foul in this quarter.
You don't want to go wasting fouls, putting yourself closer to the bonus, 92 feet away from the hoop.
That's how Brisbane already with the 4 fouls. When they first one to start the 4th quarter, they creep up quick.
Tight finish looms here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Trust you're enjoying our coverage. The Hungry Jacks NBL. You may be watching around Australia and beyond. Big finish coming up, not just to this game, but to the regular season as well. Sobey exploring, came up empty. Now 3 of 9 from the field. Has 11 points though. There's a high score for the Bullets. As the Hawks share it around. Lee's overdue, hasn't scored in the game, and he's still dry. None of 3 from the field is his line.
Both teams just seem, it's kind of been like the pattern of the whole game. Both teams are just trying their best not to lose rather than trying to win, right? They just don't want to lose. They get tight. So much on the line.
Hickey fires, shot clock expiring in the background. It rattles around the rim and it tumbles for Davo Hickey. His first field goal. What a time to produce it.
This is incredible faith that Justin Tatum has in Davo Hickey. Tyler Harvey gets subbed out in the crunch time, and Davo's the one that hits the little pull-up to take the lead.
Baines outside, Norton a good look. Can't convert. 4 of 17 at 23% now, Brisbane.
Let's take 2 of those. Justin Schuller calling for a timeout.
Hawks by 2, 2.5 to play.
2 of 14, 4 of 17 from 3.
Taking too long.
Robinson exploring up beyond Sobey, confronted by Baines, and now earning a trip to the free throw line.
Harvey Norman replay. Davo goes, you give it to me? Come here, Mitch. He is an athlete. He took the bump, got a nice soft roll. And he's on the floor, Davo Hickey's on the floor for defense. But in NBL 1, he has a scoring gene in him. Hasn't showed a lot of it in NBL, but definitely capable.
No, his numbers are brilliant. NBL 1 East with Illawarra, 23 points, 10 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals is the average. Get it done. Timeout called here. Snooze timeout for Justin Schuller. The Bullets need to talk this over because they had it on their terms coming into this last quarter. Led by 4 at the last break. In this quarter, they've been restricted to 6 points and just can't get the offense happening.
I haven't seen AJ Johnson since the dunk of the year either.
And with all due respect, we probably shouldn't see him for this last 2 minutes. I'm sorry, Pete. We're in crunch time.
Hey, you do not have to apologize for it.
Okay.
We'll have another look at it.
Potential dunk of the year candidate here from AJ Johnson. All over Rocco Zikarsky.
When you dunk over a guy that's 7'3", it's gonna be hard to top that.
Yeah, that's got to be dunk of the year, right?
Certainly up there. set his teammates alight. And I love the fact that Rocco was there prepared to challenge him as well. Isaac Humphries gets dunked on a lot because he won't run out of the picture.
Yeah.
He hangs tough, makes a play.
Baines made a career of it in the NBA. You back yourself more than that.
.222 left on the clock here. Hawks by 2.
Go on.
No, Richie, been okay?
Oh, I was waiting for it.
For Justin Robinson. Being influential the longer the game's gone, Robinson.
All right, Pete, you the Brisbane Bullets. Are you just hoping that somebody makes a shot next trip down, or where are you specifically going with the ball, and what kind of shot are you trying to get?
I was calling for it in the first half, right, to try and get Nathan Sobey involved. So often we see when he catches the ball on the H or around that Hungry Jacks logo, after the ball's gone side to side, and now you have Aaron Baines on, sets a flat punch screen, and it's downhill, and he goes at full speed, gets a good screen from Baines, and the whole floor opens up. That's where he is so good. He's so hard to stay in front.
Sobey knocked down. They're going to be called on the Hawks. Their 4th team foul in this quarter. Let's go courtside to Brad Rosen.
Well, Damon, I'm just listening to you, and I can tell you Justin Schuller very much spoke about the offensive there in the timeout, and his words were, let's not settle for the 3. Let's get it inside like they just did and get downhill and get to the rim. Defensively, it's just all about stops, boxing out and making sure no second efforts. Matty, what about Illawarra?
Justin Tatum, the most urgent he's been all season, not berating his side, just trying to lift his side, and a lot of instruction, a lot of chat with Gary Clark. I think he feels number 8 for Illawarra is his match winner.
Here's McDaniel, shot clock going off in the background. They took too much time. Continuation waved away. Brisbane just 6 points here in the last quarter.
Like, I hear you, Brad, and like, you know, Justin says, let's get downhill. I'm like, that's not specific enough for me. Let's get Nathan Sobey getting downhill.
Yep, clear as day, you can see that. Shot clock violation. Good defense from the Hawks. As I said a bit earlier, it really has felt like this all game. Both teams just really worrying about trying not to lose, rather than one team saying they want to go out there and put on a performance and try and win.
The Hawks can win it.
And look at this guy. Look at this guy.
He comes up with the goods. In double figures, margin out to 6.
You ain't got to tell Tyler Harvey that we need a bucket. You don't have to tell him that, no matter what's been happening throughout the game.
The Bullets with problems here. Scored just 6 points in this last quarter. They find themselves 6 points down. They need a bucket. Bannon couldn't get it done initially, but stayed with it to break the drought. Down 4. Just under 90 seconds left on the clock. Still up for grabs here. Such an important game. Brisbane came in 4th spot. Illawarra can move up to 4th with a win.
Same play. Same result. Nope.
Didn't work for him, and now Frolling wrestling for the rebound there against McDaniel. And he's been called for the foul, Sam Frolling, his 3rd, and free throws to come now for Brisbane. Will walk to the other end of the floor.
Doesn't like it.
Bad foul. Bad foul. That is a clear foul. I know you're chasing offensive rebounds, but given the situation, got to be more disciplined than this. This keeps Brisbane in it.
To be honest, it might just be a bit unfortunate that the height differential, that the elbow into the head almost, because he was just trying to get the offensive rebound.
Hawks 24 free throws, Bullets 26 before this. And a reminder, the official NBL app is your home for all things. You've got breaking news, stats, behind the scenes content. It's got the lot. It's free. Download it at the App Store or Google Play. You'll need it if you want to watch every game and every moment of NBL24. 2 weeks left in the regular season. Finals to come.
Press that live.
App is your friend.
Live ladder. And just keep watching and everybody change.
Back to 2.
Your team will be playing postseason basketball 1 hour, and the next hour they won't be.
We're not done here at the moment. Inside the last 60 seconds, Hawks with possession, up 2. Clark sizing up Bannon. Decides to pull the trigger. Good option. Big play, Gary Clark. He's got 17 to lead all scorers, and the Hawks lead by 5.
And I'm telling you, I've been saying it to Gary Clark. He loves that matchup. Josh Bannon on Gary Clark Island. Gary Clark has scored on him at least 3 to 4 times. Hawks was very patient in that series. They couldn't get it to Harvey. swing the ball to the top, and just ISO.
This is reactive, right, from Josh Bannon. Okay, so yes, he's moving his feet, but Gary Clark just kept waiting and waiting, and in the end, it's basically an open shot because he had so much time. He just set himself and said, okay, every time I've had a little jab, you've retreated. You jab again, you retreat, and all of a sudden you retreated enough. I'm just going to step into this shot.
How about the live ladder? The Illawarra Hawks up to 4th because they're in front at the moment. And this was a team that was bottom of the ladder at round 9 when they were 3 and 8. They have not been in the top 4 at the end of a round all season. They could be at the end of round 18. And David Lowry's getting just that excited about that.
What was the top 4? Do you have the top 4 back then?
Back in round 9. Top 4. Melbourne 10 and 3. Tassie 8 and 5. Perth 7 and 5. Sydney 7 and 5.
You know who else is a massive supporter of the Hawks and has been for a very long time? I want to give a shout out to the very first coach of the Hawks, Coach Ferrugia, Joe Ferrugia. He's in the building, somewhere in there.
Like all the fans will be trying to cheer the Hawks home. Joe Ferrugia, back in 1979, the Hawks finished 8th. Just 5 wins from 18 starts. And these teams, of course, the only 2 in the Hungry Jacks NBL that were playing in 1979 in the inaugural season. The foundation members of the competition. And they put on quite a show for us here. Here's Harrison inside. Oh, Sobey shut down. Defensive starch came from Clark. Sobey stayed with it, couldn't connect, and the Hawks are getting all after it now. Loose ball scramble, and the Hawks running. Clark Frolling to his left. Swakala Bullock to his right. Uses Frolling, and Sobey from behind forced the foul. Picks up his 5th personal, so Sobey is out of the game. Free throws to come for the Hawks, who lead by 5, under 40 seconds on the clock.
Will Davo Hickey is rewarding Justin Tatum's faith. This rebound he got right here is all heart. Look at that, on the floor. You think you're going to get it? Give me that ball back. Here, you take it. Go down there and get a fast break. Good job, Davo.
I think Brad Rosen courtside's getting excited as well.
Yeah, I just want to say that was an outstanding timeout by Justin Tatum. I listened to Brisbane and they were going straight to Nathan Sobey, downhill to the basket. There you go, Damon, he got it. But what I love is Illawarra came out in a zone, stopped everything, cancelled the whole thing, and then that was the block, turnover. Great job, Illawarra. Matty, over to you.
It's great to watch Will Davo Hickey fighting on the floor for the ball. A few feet away, his partner Mon Connie on her feet, willing her partner to win possession. That was great to watch, a privilege to be courtside.
We can feel the excitement coming through in your voices there. Matt Russell and Brad Rosen. And look at Davo Hickey. And you spoke about it earlier, Damon Lowry. The faith that the coach has got in him, and he's rewarding him.
This is what the team loves about Justin Tatum. He instills that faith in all of them. Even Justin Robinson, who's been relegated to the bench, but he hasn't lost faith in him. And all the players to a man talk about the confidence that Justin Tatum gives them. And he's rewarding guys.
How's that run home to make things interesting?
Yep.
At New Zealand,
Melbourne,
Sydney. We saw the live ladder. If this result stands, what could potentially come really important is that percentage between Brisbane and Adelaide, if Adelaide keep winning. So that game in round 19.
Well, Adelaide need to get past Tasmania tomorrow down in Hobart. And then they have Brisbane up in Queensland and finish with a home game against New Zealand. And that is the last game of the regular season. Adelaide hosting New Zealand. And it could be a live game to decide who's in and who's not in terms of the play-in tournament.
Last year it came down to a shot, whether how it was going to be shaped. Melbourne United missing out by a bucket with a game that was played out west. It was a strange one. There's always something unique about it.
21-10 final quarter here from the Hawks. Has got Brisbane on the ropes. Smith off the mark, triples out of court. And the three-point shooting from Brisbane, 4 of 20 at 20%. Likewise, the Hawks 3 of 15 at 20%. They've hit 1 3 since half-time, the Illawarra Hawks, and so have Brisbane.
Chris Smith he's 0 for Saturday, and we all know that he can knock shots down, but it just has not been his day. And the three-point shooting has come back to bite the Brisbane Bullets.
So the Hawks 1 of 10 from deep since half-time. Brisbane 1 of 12 since halftime from long range.
You got to find other ways to score. If you can't shoot threes, you got to get into the key. You got to have a mid-range game. You got to be able to do something else to get that scoreboard ticking over, generate offense from your defense.
Both teams in the bonus as well. Bannon fouls Lee. So Josh Bannon picks up his third personal, will walk to the other end of the floor to take some free throws. But again, hats off to the Illawarra Hawks interim coach Justin Tatum, who has found a way to get this result after his team had lost their way in the third quarter. Brisbane all over them, 22-12 in the third, led by 5 at one stage. It was 4 coming into the last quarter. They've hung tough, and he's had to make some big decisions in terms of man management as well.
And like to be able to take your star guard Tyler Harvey and go, I'm not going to play you, man, on defense. You're not that good. Like you have not. I don't trust you like I trust Davo Hickey. Now Tyler Harvey should take that personal and improve his defensive game. But on the flip side, when it's on the offensive end, he's got all the faith in the world. Knows exactly who Tyler Harvey is as a scorer. And all these guys have bought in.
So it's a 9-point lead for the Illawarra Hawks, who started this quarter down 4. Smith wheels around. That's off the mark. Another 5 from the field for him. And the Hawks can smell the victory now in a top 4 position. Clark off to the free throw line.
It's unbelievable. What a turnaround to find himself in the top 4 at this point in the season. There's still so much to play out as well. Just when you think you've done your ladder predictor, how things are going to shake out, well, rip that one up and try again.
Yeah. And for Justin Tatum, the win will make it 10-5 record. 5-3 at home, 5-2 on the road.
3 of those losses too, they shouldn't have lost. They really shouldn't have.
And this is the team that was the wooden spooner last season with 3 wins, 3-25, and here they are hunting a 12-12 position and top 4.
Hurry up and get those DC jerseys washed and ready for the next game.
Game high lead now in the game. Double figures in favour of the Hawks. Smith, fire overdue, still can't get it done. Robinson with it. Good support running up the floor.
Oh, Davo!
In style!
What a finish it, Davo!
Big finish from the Illawarra Hawks here at both ends of the floor.
They want another one.
They want some percentage builders as well. Full time at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, and the Illawarra Hawks have charged into the top 4 on the back of a 3-game winning streak. They've defeated the Brisbane Bullets here 89-76.
Big win. Wasn't pretty at times, but that last 5 minutes, Illawarra by far were the better team. And probably were the entire game, just marginally. Brisbane did enough to hang around and make it interesting. And all that matters is the big win next to the Hawks column, and they find themselves in the top 4.
27-10 last quarter, and coming up big, Gary Clark, who had 9 of his 19 in the last quarter to win the Foot Locker Player of the Game. What a finish. The Hawks believe. We've got Matt Russell and Brad Rosen courtside to wrap it up right after this. Stay with us.